borders of cerebral hemisphere. There are 6 borders of cerebral hemisphere, that is medial orbital border, the hippocampal border, the medial occipital border, inferior lateral border and superciliary border, which is seen on the inferior surface, whereas if we see the cerebral hemisphere from the superior view, we can see one more border that is called as the superior medial border. Now, which are the various surfaces which are been differentiated by these borders are this medial orbital border. It separates the medial surface from the orbital surface. Then the hippocampal border is also called as the inferior medial border. This hippocampal border, it is formed by the medial aspect of the uncus and parahippocampal gyrus. The medial occipital border, it separates the medial surface from the tentorial surface. Coming to the inferior lateral border, it separates the tentorial surface from the superior lateral surface. The superciliary border is present between the orbital surface and superior lateral surface. Whereas the last border was the superior medial border, which separates the superior lateral surface from the medial surface. Surfaces, we have seen there are the 3 surfaces, that is the medial surface, the superior lateral surface and the inferior surface. The medial surface is the flat surface, the superior lateral surface which is the convex surface, and the inferior surface which is the irregular surface. Sulci and gyri. The cerebral cortex is highly extensive in the man, and to accommodate in the limited space which is available in the cranial cavity, the cerebral surface has been underwent into various folds which are called as the convolutions and which are separated by means of the fissures. These convolutions are called as the gyri and the fissures are called as the sulci. This sulci can be differ in the depth from slight groove to a deep fissures, whereas gyri consist of a central core of the white matter, the nerve fiber running to and fro from the overlying cortex. Now let's study the various sulci and gyri on the various surfaces of the cerebral hemisphere. We have seen in the superior lateral surface the important sulcus, which are the central sulcus, this was the lateral sulcus, and this is the parieto-occipital sulcus, and there were the 2 imaginary line, this one and this is the another one. So thus we have divided this area into various lobes, that is the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe and occipital lobe. Now let's see the sulci and gyri on each of the lobe. Firstly, we will study about the sulci and gyri in the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe presents 4 gyri separated by the 3 sulci. The precentral sulcus lies in front of and parallel with the central sulcus. So here you can see this is the central sulcus and this is the precentral sulcus. And what lies between these two is the precentral gyrus. The upper end of the precentral gyrus extends into the medial surface involving the anterior part of paracentral lobule, and the precentral gyrus is motor in function. Superior and inferior frontal sulcus extend forward from the precentral sulcus and divide the rest of the frontal lobe into superior, middle and inferior frontal gyri. Inferior frontal gyrus is invaded by the anterior ascending and anterior horizontal rami of the lateral sulcus. Now coming to the parietal lobe, the parietal lobe is subdivided into 3 gyri by 2 sulci, the postcentral sulcus and the intraparietal sulcus. The postcentral sulcus passes downwards behind and parallel with that of the central sulcus. The postcentral gyrus, it intervenes between the central sulcus and the postcentral sulcus. The upper end of this gyrus, it extends on the medial surface in the posterior part of the paracentral lobule, and this part is sensory in function. The intraparietal sulcus arise from about the middle of the postcentral sulcus, and thus it divides the parietal lobe remaining part into the superior parietal lobule and the inferior parietal lobule. Within the infraparietal lobule there lies the two gyrus, that is the angular gyrus and the supramarginal gyrus. In the occipital lobe there are three sulci which are important, that is the lunate sulcus, the lateral occipital sulcus, and one is the transverse occipital sulcus. The lateral occipital sulcus runs horizontally and divides this lobe into the superior and inferior occipital gyri, whereas the lunate sulcus is she-shaped sulcus with the convexity which is on the front side, and the transverse occipital sulcus, it runs downwards just parallel to that of the parieto-occipital sulcus. In the temporal lobe there are the two sulci which are running parallel to that of the lateral sulcus. These are called as the superior temporal sulcus and inferior temporal sulcus. Thus the gyrus which are present in between them are called as the superior, middle and inferior temporal gyrus. When the brain is divided into two symmetrical halves by a median sagittal section, the flat medial surface of each hemisphere presents a conspicuous arched fibers of the commissural fibers, which is called as the corpus callosum. So the parts of the corpus callosum from behind forwards are the splenium, the body, genu and the rostrum, and this rostrum continues with that of lamina terminalis. If we see on the medial surface, there is one very prominent sulcus which is following the curvature of the corpus callosum. This sulcus is called as the cingulate sulcus, which is 1 centimeter above that of the corpus callosum. Anteriorly, this cingulate sulcus, it starts from the genu of the corpus callosum, whereas posterior end it goes behind the central sulcus and ends there. The area which is between the cingulate sulcus and corpus callosum is called as the cingulate gyrus. Just in front of the cingulate sulcus there are two gyri which are present, that are called as the para-olfactory gyrus and the paraterminal gyrus. The callosal sulcus, it separates the corpus callosum from the cingulate gyrus. A small part around the upper part of the central sulcus is called as the paracentral lobule, PCL, paracentral lobule, whereas the remaining part is called as the medial frontal gyrus. The posterior part of the medial surface of cerebral hemisphere, we have seen that there are the two important sulcus, that is the parieto-occipital sulcus and the calcarean sulcus, which are present, and the triangular area which is present in between these two is called as the cuneus, and thus the area which is in front of this cuneus is called as the precuneus. This was called as the splenium of the corpus callosum, and a small sulcus a little above and parallel to the splenium is called as the supraspinael sulcus. And this separates the precuneus from the cingulate gyrus. Now let's study the sulci and gyri on the inferior surface of the cerebral hemisphere. In the orbital part of the inferior surface, there are the olfactory sulcus and the orbital sulcus is there. The olfactory sulcus, it is straight sulcus which runs anterior-posteriorly close to the medial border of the orbital surface, and there lies the olfactory bulb and olfactory tract which is in relation to it. That's why the name was given. The orbital sulcus, it is H-shaped and divides this orbital surface into the anterior area, posterior area, the medial area and the lateral area. Whereas the tentorial surface is marked by two important sulcus, the medial sulcus which is called as the collateral sulcus and the lateral one is called as the occipitalo-temporal sulcus. Posteriorly, this collateral sulcus is parallel to that of the calcarine sulcus, and the area which is lying between these two is called as the lingual gyrus. Anteriorly, the lingual gyrus is continuation with that of the parahippocampal gyrus. Here you can see the parahippocampal gyrus. The anterior end of the parahippocampal gyrus hooks sharply backwards and is limited laterally by a short rhinal sulcus. This hook-like anterior end of the parahippocampal gyrus is called as the uncus. And the area which is on the sides of the occipitotemporal sulcus, the one which is on the medial side is called as the medial occipitotemporal gyrus, and this one is called as the lateral occipitotemporal gyrus. Just to revise everything about the cerebrum, each cerebral hemisphere we have seen there are the three surfaces, that is the superior lateral surface, the medial surface and the inferior surface. The superior lateral surface is the convex surface, the medial surface is the flat surface and the inferior surface is the irregular surface. Then we have seen the 6 borders of the cerebrum, that is the medial orbital border, the hippocampal border and the medial occipital border. Then there was a inferior lateral border, superciliary border and superior medial border. Then we have seen the 3 poles which were present, that is the frontal pole, the occipital pole and the temporal pole, whereas we have seen it is divided into main 5 lobes, that is the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe and the occipital lobe by means of the central sulcus, the lateral sulcus, parieto-occipital sulcus and the 2 imaginary lines. Then we have seen the sulci and gyri on the superior lateral surface, that is the central sulcus, the precentral sulcus, the postcentral sulcus. In front of the precentral sulcus there were the superior frontal sulcus and inferior frontal sulcus. Thus the gyri which are present in between these 3 are the superior, middle and inferior frontal gyrus. Behind the central sulcus we have seen the postcentral sulcus, and within the parietal lobe there was a intraparietal sulcus. Thus the gyra which were present were the superior parietal lobule and the inferior parietal lobule. In the occipital lobe we have seen the curved sulcus which is called as the lunate sulcus, and part of the calcarine sulcus we have seen, and lateral occipital sulcus. Then we have seen the superior temporal sulcus and inferior temporal sulcus in the temporal lobe. Thus the gyri which are present were the superior, middle and inferior temporal gyrus. Then we have seen the sulcus on the medial surface which is in relation to the corpus callosum. This was called as the callosal sulcus. This was called as the cingulate sulcus. Then the parieto-occipital sulcus, and this was called as the calcarine sulcus and post-calcarine sulcus. And thus the gyri which was present on the medial surface we have seen the cingulate gyrus, the superior frontal gyrus. Around the central sulcus was the paracentral lobule. This was the precuneus area because this is the cuneus area.